Well, this is CP3 holding up his new jersey as a Los Angeles Clipper, not a Laker. Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Sorreo, joined today by my co-host Will Lupartis, and we have some very interesting news to report about in all of Los Angeles sports this week. It has been incredibly busy.
That's right, and we're going to start the show with the NBA and talking about the Chris Paul deal.
Yes.
He was first going to go to the Lakers as part of a big trade, sending out Odom and Gasol.
Right.
And that would have
be interesting right there.
Changed the whole landscape, but that deal was not accepted by David Stern. As a result, there was a huge drama in Lakerland, and he is part of another team in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Now let's go back a little bit, because that was an interesting turn of events that happened. They had broken it all down. It was a 3-team trade, and it really did look like Chris Paul was going to be a Laker. Then it was going to be Dwight Howard. So we kept hearing all these rumors about one of these two guys for sure going to the Lakers.
Yeah, and the Dwight Howard thing is a quite a bit different thing, because they're talking about him staying in Orlando. He wants to go to New Jersey, but Lamar Odom was very upset to hear about the news he was traded.
Lamar was upset, and he went on the Stephen A. Smith show, and I think most of Los Angeles heard that interview, and he basically said that, you know, that they didn't tell him ahead of time. He's got his family here. He didn't want to leave, and he was very upset about the...
Lamar's a sensitive guy.
He's a sensitive guy. That's
like
a good way to put it.
And,
yes, he's a sensitive guy as well.
All those sensitive people, and Lamar's one of them, and now he's a Dallas Maverick because they couldn't close the deal.
Here's the thing that I didn't understand is he went to Mitch Kupchak and said, I want to be traded. Now, there's a lot of guys that want to be traded. Carmelo wanted to be traded, but it doesn't just happen. You don't snap your fingers and say, sure, where would you like to go? To the reigning champions?
Well, part of that is that he has got a big contract.
Yes, he does.
And his feelings were hurt, and I mean, that's the frankest way to put it. And I think that they didn't think he was going to be as productive in the state he was in after going through this tumultuous trade, and then he's going to have to be a Laker again and go practice and see his teammates. So he...
I would say be a big boy and go back to the Lakers, you know?
He has for a trade, and the Lakers got a lot of money off the books because they basically got nothing for him.
Right.
And
we got the Kardashians off the books. So, you know what, maybe good things, one thing leads to another thing, right?
Well, Dallas will be your new backdrop for the Kardashian show.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the Lakers Media Day was quite an event. Of course, everybody was talking about everything. We caught up with Matt Barnes, who told us a thing or two about the rumor mill.
I know this is a little later start than you're used to. Is 2 weeks really enough to get the team together before you start your first game?
2 weeks is very fast to do, you know, something that usually takes a month and a half. You know, I think we'll be together, but, you know, the play won't be the quality that people are accustomed to seeing. It's going to, you know, it's going to take us a little while to work those kinks out, but we're just happy to be back to work.
Talk about what you were doing in the offseason to keep everything in shape.
You know, a lot of hard work, you know, coming off a knee injury. You know, I lost 20 pounds just to make sure, you know, I'd be in shape and, you know, really ready to see what my knee has in store for me. And, just really worked on my game a lot. We had a lot of extra time, a lot of downtime, which really helped my knee recover, and then me just to really add different parts to my game.
Who were you playing with? Who were you working out with?
Man, we worked up at LMU this summer, so there was, you know, anywhere from Kobe to Durant to Westbrook, Blake Griffin. You know, we had great workouts and great runs up at LMU this summer.
Talk a little bit about Mike Brown being a new coach this year.
You know, it's exciting. It's a new regime here. You know, a very defensive-minded coach, which we've been going through a lot of defensive drills lately, which I love, and I think it's important for this team because we're definitely a talented team. We just need to focus on defense a little more.
Do you guys worry about all the trade talks with all the players?
You know, you can't really worry about something you have no control over. You know, we basically know nobody's safe but Kobe. So, you know, it kind of it's on your mind, but we still have to, you know, focus. And, you know, as long as we're wearing this uniform, you know, we have to give our all.
And then there was the LA Clippers Media Day.
Yes.
Maria and I went to go see the new look team. And Blake Griffin expected to have a huge season this year. We caught up with him. He had a few words for us in the media. Let's see what he had to say about this season.
Obviously, we haven't played a game yet, but the mindset and the confidence that we have going in is huge. And I think you know, the way we started off training camp has been a testament to that. As far as roster changes and all that, that's not up to the players. That's up to our front office and what they feel is best. And whatever they feel is best, that's what the players on this team are going to go with. And, you know, obviously, like I said, I love our team right now, and I think that this team can get it done. But, you know, this free agency period or whatever you want to call it has been crazy, and you know, it seems like every day something new is happening. So, you know, right now we're focused on that first game, and you know, whatever happens in between that and now, you know, happens.
Okay, and then of course the talks continued, and people talking trades, and where's Chris Paul going, where's Dwight Howard going, And the next morning, we get a call from the Clippers, and they said, come on back down because CP3 is here, right?
Yep, and he was.
And he was there in a jersey. Let's take a look.
If you're a Los Angeles Clippers fan, it's a great time to be a fan right now because one thing about us, we're going to go out there and compete every night. And I'm excited about that. Since I've gotten here to L.A., guys, people have welcomed me with open arms, and it's a very humbling experience, and I'm grateful, and I can't wait to get out there and play. Yeah, it's been pretty hectic, but I had the opportunity to talk to Blake. You know, I talked to Blake, I talked to DeAndre, and me and Chauncey been together because it's crazy how this thing worked out with me and Chauncey being here because that's really like my big brother. You know, when the thing happened with him in New York and throughout this situation with me, we've been communicating, so it's crazy to have us both here together.
Speaking about championship.
Now, Will, I have to say, first of all, I've never seen that much media at a Clippers practice game ever in the entire time we've been covering them, which has been like 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. And you're right, because that's like 100% capacity. Everybody in California was there.
And in New York, and in Dallas, and in Denver, and everyone was there. Just to see Chris Paul hold up the jersey and talk about being how happy he was to be a Clipper.
And we've never really been around him before.
No, very nice guy.
And he's a really nice guy, and I think he's going to fit in great with the team. And I think Chris's game, he's a great scorer. If people don't know, he can really shoot the ball, but he can also pass the ball. And he never had a player like Blake Griffin to come off of. So I see a lot of assists happening and a lot of dunks happening this year.
Dunks, and they taught even DeAndre Jordan, they said that, what did he call it, like a dunk fest or something?
Lob City.
Lob City. He wanted
There's t-shirts being made that say Lob City. DeAndre and Blake want this to be Lob City.
This is craziness. But now, of course, we have this battle. Is it going to be the Lakers or the Clippers? Everybody in town is talking about this. Who's the better team now? And this is a definite challenge to everyone to say, well, maybe the Clippers are a little better than the Lakers now, but all the Lakers fans are like, no, we're the Lakers, we're better, that's it.
The 16 NBA titles seem to keep the Lakers, you know, with some sort of argument to go on. But
they definitely do.
The Clippers, in all their 30 years in
Has it really been 30
LA.
years? Wow.
Well, they've been in LA for about 27 years.
Okay.
And they were in San Diego for a few years. But they've never had a team that looks like this on paper.
Never. Well, I don't think most teams ever look like this on paper.
And we keep hearing the term on paper because we haven't seen them yet. But
that's going to change quickly, though.
Yeah, very quickly they'll start playing, and we're going to see, Caron Butler, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. It's a really good front line.
I mean, what leadership that we have. So we've got like the young and the old combined, which you always want on a good NBA team, which is what the Lakers had for a long time. Now, getting back to the Lakers for a second, they still have Kobe. If Pau Gasol has a great year and Andrew Bynum can stay healthy, I know we say that every year about Andrew, but really that's not a bad team either. So you got to look at them like they're definitely going to be contenders again. I don't see them falling apart.
Well, I think just like we talk about the Clippers speculatively, you have to say the same thing with the Lakers because they've lost Odom, they've lost Phil Jackson.
Right.
So you don't really know if these new players can come in and fill the void, or if Mike Brown can be the same kind of intensive, cerebral coach that Phil Jackson was. But I don't see them being quite as good. They got swept by the Dallas Mavericks in the second round.
Well, but that was
the last time we saw them play.
That was Phil Jackson, though. I got to tell you, the one thing about Mike Brown that I do like is he's definitely he's personable. You can sit down with him, you can talk to him. He's not. Phil Jackson was great, but he was definitely over here. Mike is right here. He's present with you, and I think that is going to make a difference with the players. Now, he's also a defensive-minded guy, which people are used to dunks and shooting the ball and offense, but the Lakers are going to change now. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting how people think about that.
Well, the triangle offense won't be anymore, probably, so the offense will look different. But Kobe's a 33-year-old guy, and Gasol, we didn't see him play well in the playoffs last year, so it's all speculation. We're going to be able to see, and you're right about Mike Brown as far as it is a different coaching situation.
Very different.
So we're going to see real soon if the players adjust to him and react to him well, because I think they did like Phil. He was the greatest coach ever, I believe. So
he won a few championships in Chicago, and
they really liked him. He kept them reading books.
I was just going to say that. Well,
studying basketball. So Mike Brown's not going to be the same coach, I don't think, but he could easily work better with them.
I feel like he's more of kind of a rah-rah coach, which I think that I don't know if that always works, in different sports if it translates, but I do like his personality, and he seems like a good guy. So we'll give him a shot. What do you think?
I'll give him a shot. Okay.
Now they're also talking about that with the Clippers. Vinny Del Negro's under incredible pressure now because he has all of this talent,
Exactly.
So he's got to make something happen with it.
No doubt about it. He could either be, fired or be a hero
coach of the year, right?
Yeah.
It'll be one or the other.
He does have a lot of pressure because the people on the roster.
That's right. That's right.
But like we say, we don't know what's going to happen.
Now, do you think that this takes pressure off of Blake Griffin now that Chris is there and he can just kind of not have to feel like the whole team's on his back?
I don't know if it takes pressure off of him because I think he feels LA sort of looking at his team more,
right.
and he is still the star. He's still.
I feel like it's Blake's team still.
It's still
honestly,
Blake's
yeah.
team. I mean, Blake is the one who, if there's an MVP on this team,
yeah,
a highest vote getter would be Blake Griffin.
Yeah, I think so too.
But
absolutely.
I don't think I think it means that he can run an offense a little bit more, freely. He doesn't have to look for the ball as much as he was maybe with a Baron Davis or even Mo Williams. I mean, Chris Paul's an exceptional point guard.
He is.
So, yeah, maybe it takes pressure off in a sense, but I still think he's looking at winning an NBA championship. He has that mindset.
And Chris Paul is as well. And I love what he said. He said, now I have to be careful. When do I know if it's a Laker home game or a Clipper home game? He was wondering. And I'm like, no, you'll see the boards on the floor. It'll look very different for each one. So that was kind of cute.
Right. And he was wondering about parking, too. I'm like, we'll chauffeur you. So
you know what? John will take care, or Joe will take care of that for you. One of those guys will.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. You want to know where all the, everything he had to do.
But Maria and I can pick you out.
Yeah, we will help you out. Exactly. You'll help him out for sure. Now, a lot of NBA news, but also another huge story. It's baseball season. It's the off season, but I think the biggest news has come in the off season, even more than when we were playing baseball. Albert Pujols is now an Anaheim Angel. Gino and I were out there. We were talking to Torrey Hunter flew in. I mean, it was like half the team flew in. Dan Heron was there because they were so excited to see Albert and of course C.J. Wilson. They really went out and they said, we got our TV money and we're buying the championship. We hope.
It's kind of like Chris Paul, the GM for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Neil O'Shea said, we're going to go all in.
They went
try
all
to win
in.
a title. So
yes.
it sounds like the Angels did the same thing.
Wouldn't it be so cool if we had the NBA and the Major League Baseball championship in LA next year? Oh my gosh, I love that. All right, let's go check out Albert.
Albert, I know a lot goes into the decision when you move to another team, but when you looked at this roster, how much did that work into your decision?
Well, it was pretty obvious. You have before they asked CJ, I made my decision before they asked CJ into our team, and it's pretty awesome. And we're gonna have a great ball club. But I just was done saying it early. We still have to go out there and take care of business and. And perform. We all professional, and we see where we are after 162 games, and hopefully it's in the postseason.
I asked Torrey Hunter where he was when he heard the news, and he said he was jumping up and down in his gym. I know he's going to be very excited to play with you.
Well, I am too. I know Torrey for now is for 10 years playing against him, have the opportunity to be in different events with him. And I'm looking forward. He's a great man, and always treat me with respect. And even when I was a rookie, and that's something that you never forget. So I'm really excited, not just to play with him, but different guys like Bobby Abreu and Herring, that we played together in St. Louis, and Weaver. I got the opportunity when we were in 06 in the World Series to meet him, and the success that he got, Santana. I mean, it's gonna be exciting. Looking forward for spring training to meet the rest of the squad.
Wow, Albert brought a lot of fans out there.
He did. I think C.J. Wilson was a little overwhelmed too. You could see him stumbling, and he at one point just said, "I'm kind of nervous up here," because it's the middle of basketball season, right? And there's no baseball, and there's all these baseball fans out there.
He's one of the biggest hitters still.
He's the biggest name.
I really think he's going to draw huge crowds every night, and I think the Angels are going to maybe go deep.
It's going to be scary.
I mean, Texas is always going to be good, but the Angels are going to give them a run for the money. Sure.
I think the American League, they're already saying Yankees West. So, I mean, what does that say right there? It's, they spent the money. Now we're going to see if they can...
Yankees West?
Yankees West.
Call them the Angels.
Okay, Angels West.
Call them the California, Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels, whatever they're called.
Let's just make the name longer so we can fit it on the TV screen.
The West Coast, California, Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels.
Yes.